Okay. So I also jawab in bahasa Inggeris lah. Okay.
Thank you.
Boleh lah.
Tapi kita rasanya ni tak pandu.
Sama lah. Kira yang saya boleh. Tapi you punya courses dalam bahasa Inggeris lah. Okay. Kalau nanti yang masa buat interview ni nak jadi selesa lah. So kalau you rasa lagi selesa you cakap bahasa Melayu, cakap je lah. Sama dengan saya kalau rasa nak macam tu, dan nanti you boleh translate kan. Tapi if you want to do it completely in bahasa English, okay. Alright, okay. Boleh ya? Okay.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. Today we have invited influential people for coursework in EP3. My name is Noratina Binti Muhammadi, semester 3, bachelor degree in mathematics. My friends.
My name is Nora Insyaira binti Rasmai. I'm currently taking a bachelor in mathematics education.
My name is Cik Nur Hidayah binti Hussein. I'm a student from Bachelor of Psychology Honours, semester 3.
Psychology?
Yes.
Ya. Boleh baca dah sekarang.
I'm Lalatan, a semester 3 student from Bachelor of Science Mathematics with Education in EC.
Okay.
I'm Joanne, semester 3 student with Bachelor Psychology.
Psychology juga. Okay. Alright.
Can you please tell me a little bit about yourself?
Okay. My English name is Daniel James Tyler. Islamic name is Muhammad Karif Daniel. Stage name or popular name is Makdan lah.
Mr. Makda.
Mr. Makdan. Mr. Makdan also okay. Kan? No need Mr. Makdan je lah.
Makdan je.
Makdan je. Okay, you want to call me anything, just Makdan. No need to Mr. or Datuk or Tan Sri or whatever lah. No need lah. Just call Makdan lah. So, originally from England. Born in 1989 dekat England. Everything school, worked in England until 2009. In 2009, I quit my job and went backpacking through Southeast Asia with a plan to go and work in Australia, but ended up getting stuck in Malaysia. And that was in 2009. Now is 2019, so I'm already 10 years stuck in Malaysia. But it's stuck in a good way lah.
Before that, we want to say thank you very much for
No worries. No problem.
So without wasting time, for the first question is, in the first place, what makes you interested to come and live in Malaysia?
Okay, like I mentioned earlier, I went backpacking in 2009. So I like to travel and backpack and to go to other places to see that kind of culture. I like to see different cultures. Some people do like in terms of tourism lah. Some people do diving tourism or cafe tourism or sports tourism, whatever. But for me, I do like cultural tourism lah. So I go, the place. My main idea is to go anywhere, be it Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, or Cambodia, or wherever, and see how the people live. And try to kind of interact with, depending on the place where I'm at lah. So when I came to Malaysia, it was kind of like I was tertarik lah. I was pulled in with the kind of Malaysian culture lah. And it just stood out that Malaysian culture was actually a lot more genuine maybe than any other places that I'd ever been to lah. So that was what originally made me want to stay longer and kind of find out more about Malaysian culture. But still, I had no plan to move here, no plan to live here. But especially when we backpack, one thing leads to another, and we keep saying, okay, tomorrow I'll go home, and then before you know it, it's already 10 years. But originally was to kind of to explore different cultures that were all around Asia and all around the world, basically. And I thought that Malaysia stood out as one of the more kind of interesting cultures around Southeast Asia lah. Whereas Malaysia is a more, let's say, we can say more developed country than the neighboring countries. But the culture is a lot more different. You've got, like, okay, we'll use the tagline of tourists in Malaysia. Malaysia truly Asia. And that's true. That is so true. In Malaysia, you've got every single culture, every different kaum. I mean, even now, Chinese, Malay, Muslim, English, Mak Saleh. So in one place, we can, there's all kinds of different cultures, and then the benefits of that, like food for one is a benefit. Where Malay food is just like a fusion of Chinese, Indian, and Malay. So it's just the whole nasi lemak, roti canai. So all these things kind of, you actually, Malaysia has benefited a lot from, let's say, opening up its doors to bringing in all kinds of people with all different colours, all different races, because it makes it a melting pot, which is for culture and for work and for everything. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Actually, we came from different states.
Yeah.
She's Malay and I'm Lanao from
Oh, okay. Tu, sure. Chinese, Malay, Landau, English,
No, we are Chinese.
Indian. Okay.
Okay, as a Sarawakian, I heard that you have traveled to
Yeah.
Sarawak. Have you ever tried to eat ulat sagu or dabai?
Ulat sagu, no. They tried to make me eat it, but I said no. They said, it's nice. It tastes like creamy. No, thank you. It's still alive. We can have ulat sagu, no. But umai? Umai is probably, umai I really like it. Umai is the, umai? The raw fish.
Yeah.
So umai is really nice, yeah. So umai I really liked it. In the beginning I thought I wouldn't like it because it's raw fish. No, I don't like sushi, but no, it's really nice. Umai is good. And Sarawak and Sabah, I like a lot because there's a lot, even more. I mean, I think there's like over 100 different cultures, different kaums in Sabah and Sarawak. So it's very interesting. More interesting even in Peninsular Malaysia, I think, where there's a lot of diversity. The food is a lot different. It's a lot more chilled out if you compare, the capital of Sarawak, Kuching, with the capital of Malaysia, with KL. Jauh beza. It's just completely one end to the other. Totally different. I think there's only one toll road in the whole of Kuching. In KL, I think a million tolls roads. So yeah, I like it. It's a lot more chilled out place. But the food and the people are very nice. The food and the people are very nice. So you come from a nice place.
But there are no tolls in Sarawak.
There are
No tolls.
no tolls in Sarawak. None. Zero. This bad. Move to Sarawak.
Okay. Thank you for your sharing just now. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
Can you share with us what roles does the television host have in the society?
It depends. I mean, like for me, I do quite a few programs. Say like the program I did with the Haramain with Astro Oasis, which is the Islamic program. So then, for me, I have even more kind of a responsibility, where we have to kind of spread the word about Islam. And I'm also learning it at the same time, but also whatever we learn to change onto the peoples by whatever we watch in TV. It's not just watching it just for the sake of watching it. At least whatever we say and whatever we can speak and whatever we show to the viewers, at least it has some kind of meaning, or some people can actually learn something from it. Because anybody can just sit down and watch TV, or anybody can just make a TV program with no kind of meaning or meaningful to it. But for me anyway, I think as my kind of role as a TV host, or somebody who is in my kind of situation, where we do, even if we don't like it, but we end up becoming a role model. Somebody with 100,000, even 200,000 followers on Facebook or on Instagram. That means that 100,000, 200,000 people are watching you, are seeing what you do. So we have to set a good example. So don't share things which aren't true. Make controversial statements. Always have to be careful about what you say and what you do, because at the end of the day, if I was to say something wrong and somebody else followed that my wrong for doing, then at the end of the day, I'm the one that also has to.
Because you are the model.
Yeah, because I'm the one that told them to go and do it, so I'm the one that also has to take the responsibility for it. But I mean, it is a big responsibility. For me, I just be myself. I think if you're a genuine person, and whatever you do on camera is the same as what you do in real life, then hopefully, inshallah, that's the message which you want to put out there. Just be yourself. I think I've got this far by just being myself. So that's my advice to anybody: is don't try, and if it's not you, don't do it. If you don't like it or you don't feel comfortable doing it, then don't do it. Sometimes we have to do what you like doing, but sometimes we have to learn to say no. It's not easy sometimes especially if you're like a nice person, when somebody's like, oh, can you do this? Oh yeah, sure. Can you do this? Yeah, sure. Can you do this? Yeah, sure. At the end of the day, you're the one, because you do everything for everybody else. You end up with nothing. So it doesn't mean don't help anybody, but there's a balance to it. You also have to think of other people, but you also have to think of yourself as well. So like for me, if somebody was to offer me a job which I don't feel comfortable doing, or I don't think I could deliver what the client or what they wanted from me, I don't accept it. Because at the end of the day, even if they push me to do it, but I know that at the end of the day, the finished product, they're going to turn around, they're going to say, I don't like the finished product. So in the end, I told you in the beginning, I don't want to do it, but you push me to do it, I do it, and then you don't like it. So it's better I just say, don't just accept or take any job that comes your way. Don't just think about money. Think about your image, and think about the after effects of what will happen if you do something which in the end is going to get you a bad reputation. So it's not easy. There's a lot of, especially in the beginning, when sometimes when you're starting out, you get this job, all you think is the money. This job. You want to take as much as you can, do as much as you can, but sometimes it's not worth it. You think, okay, is this 100 ringgit worth what I'm going to get afterwards? So you have to think of it, is it worth it? But it's, it is a big responsibility, but my best advice is just to be yourself, and don't try and cheat anybody.
Okay. This is such a true fact. And then may we know, how did you get into the field of hosting?
In 2012, I was living on Kapas Island in Terengganu, and I was looking after a group of UMT students, actually students from UMT. 2012, I could speak Terengganu, or I could speak Malay a little bit. Yeah, I could have a conversation, but I couldn't. But if anybody asked me to speak on camera, I didn't. I said no. I didn't. Shy lah, malu lah. So we were at the day, and we're there with all the senior students, and we're chatting and whatever. I didn't know that one guy was there with his phone, and he was like secretly recording what I was saying. So then he made that video, and he put that video onto YouTube, and then that video on YouTube went viral with Mak Saleh cakap Terengganu lah, or whatever lah, the video on YouTube. So from that a couple of producers from Astro got in touch with me and asked me if I wanted to do this TV program. So we tried it out, and yeah, that was in 2012, but only in 2015 I started hosting. So those 3 years in between, where it was just kind of like I didn't think that anything was going to come of the video that I made 3 years ago. I thought, obviously, it's already 3 years. It's not going to happen. But then after 3 years, this guy called me and said, "All right, okay, we've got this TV program. Do you want to do it?" So I said, "Yeah, why not?"
You become more open-minded lah.
Yeah. In those 3 years, I got a bit more. A bit more confident, a little bit less shy. But I'm still quite shy actually. Off camera lah.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
So I am very happy to hear your experience just now. So next question is, do you have the important event in your career?
The most important.
Yeah.
I think for me they're all important. There are a few which are more important than others. I mean, there's a few jobs which I do which I know I said that you don't just do jobs for the money, but there's a few jobs which I do, which I have to do to survive, you know, which, you know, they're just the things I do every month, which it's not to say they're meaningless or they don't mean anything to me, but that's how I survive. But there's a few jobs like I did yesterday with the whole of the Terengganu State Department. So I'm actually the ambassador for tourism in Terengganu. So that for me is quite a meaningful job, whereas, you know, I actually have a say or have an input in the tourism department of Terengganu. So like I recently got back from New Zealand giving a speech to locals in New Zealand about Terengganu. So I think that's probably quite a meaningful part of my job, where actually my voice can actually represent a whole state in Malaysia. So that's quite a meaningful job for me, and it's I'm thankful I have that job. And then another part, yesterday we did a job and it got into the Malaysian World Book of Records for the biggest Gotong Royong program in Terengganu, and that was involved with the Sultan of Terengganu. So that was quite a big job. And then apart from that, the programs which I do on TV, say Haramain Backpackers Season 1, Season 2, these were, because that was my first kind of big project. So they were quite meaningful for me, and it was kind of, I could learn at the same time as teaching as well. And that for me, being a Muslim, was nice, that I could kind of spread my word and da'wah in that way, if you would. But yeah, some jobs are more meaningful than others, but I think that, you know, even the small jobs, even something like today, I mean, if I can come down here just for 15-20 minutes, half an hour, and help you guys in your project, then, you know, alhamdulillah, that's my, you know, that's what I like to do. That's what my responsibility is, basically, because, you know, I've been there, we've all been there, so yeah, no, it's fine.
We appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, as we know that we are facing a lot of difficulty in our life, so may us know who is the person give you the most support and encouragement in your career?
More recently, the last 2 years, obviously my wife. Before that, my parents left from, even though they're half the world away. But if it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't still be here today. Because I first came here in 2009, and then I basically. I was busy, but I was living on the island, they've helped me and supported me from 2009, 2010. They've supported me constantly. They've never stopped supporting me, and they've never told me, okay, enough, come back home. So they've always supported me in everything I do. Whatever decision I chose to make, be it converting to Islam or moving from Terengganu to KL or whatever, they've always supported me and they've always believed in what I've done. So yeah, since the beginning, my parents have probably been the biggest supporter in my life. But now I'm obviously with my family here, so obviously now on a day-to-day basis, my wife and my son.
So next question is,
The next question, if you have another plan,
If no, also why? Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. I would. I definitely would. I mean, sometimes it's not an easy job, where sometimes, sometimes you just want to go out for breakfast with my wife and my baby. I don't really want to take pictures with everybody, but I can't complain about that. That's part of my job, and I'm only got that a little bit compared to somebody like Justin Bieber. I mean, that's just crazy. You can't even go to Giant and buy
Groceries.
juice. I cannot, but yeah, I would do it again. I would do it again. But a lot of people think, and that's what I want to say. But a lot of people think that once you become, say, viral, that all of a sudden you're going to become rich. You know, you become viral today. Oh, I'm viral, and then I'm masuk dalam meletup, or I go in multi-viral or whatever lah, and all of a sudden somebody's gonna come and give me 100,000 ringgit. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. Believe me. It's not.
It needs time.
It takes time, and even then, unless you are the top, say 5% or the top, say 10%, you're still going to struggle lah. So that's my advice to a lot of people now, where they kind of, especially say the younger generation, where they just want to be viral. Every day they try and make all these videos to become viral. But then, what happens to you after you become viral? Actually, nothing. For say a month maybe, or even now, viral today, tomorrow nobody cares who you are. But yeah, you're not going to become viral, and then that's not going to be. And then you want to become viral, and then you're going to do your own tudung, and then your own makeup range, and your own this, and your own that, and then at the end of the day, nobody buys your product anyway. So it's not all. This is Malaysia. If we were in US, different lah. If you're in America or Hollywood, different lah. Any actor, a D-grade actor in Hollywood is still rich and famous. But here in Malaysia, this kind of industry, unless you are the top, say 10%, I don't want to name names, but the top 10% who are making a lot of money, the rest of us are just making enough to survive. So it's not a glamour. It appears to be glamorous. It appears to be glamorous, but that's actually why it costs you more money, because you have to maintain that image of going to eat in expensive restaurants, wearing expensive clothes, and you can't wear the same expensive clothes 2 days in a row, because somebody will say, hey, yesterday they wore that top. So you have to have a big wardrobe, which costs you a lot of money, and you can't drive Kancil, you have to drive a nice car. So that you have to maintain that image is costly. It costs a lot of money. So that's why for me, I don't really participate or join that kind of image where it's like it's going to all the shows and doing this and doing that. I have my life which I carry on with. If people want to say to me, hey, you wore the same jacket yesterday, yeah, so what? I wore the same jacket yesterday. But yeah, but saying that, I would do it again. I wouldn't swap or change anything of my life that I've done. It's a nice. I don't have to wake up every Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning and go to work 9 to 5 days a week. I don't have to do any of that. I spend a lot of time. I get to spend a lot of time with my family.
And parents.
And I get to spend a lot of time as well traveling. So yeah, I do like it. I do like it. But saying that, I spend a lot of time with my family. But sometimes, like the program Haramain, that was 2.5 months of shooting overseas. So I might have that a month or 6 weeks of no work, and then all of a sudden a month of not being able to go back home.
So you are not in Malaysia lah.
So yeah, I mean, I just got back from New Zealand last 3 days ago, and then next week I'm going to Mecca. So yeah, these 3 months are quite hectic lah. But I say that, but I prefer that to working 9 to 5 in an office job. But it's all different now. But yeah, everybody's different. But I like what I have at the moment, and yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything.
For the next phase, then have you faced any
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really bother me, because we can't please everybody. There's always gonna be somebody who doesn't like us for no reason, and that's not even for just a celebrity or whatever. Even anybody, you cannot, even if you have a group of 10 friends, you cannot keep everybody in those 10 friends happy. By keeping this one happy, you're gonna offend this one, or you're gonna do this one. Okay. So just do your thing. And yeah, netizen, they're always going to be there being a keyboard warrior. And sometimes when they, if you're going to say something, say it to me. Say it to my face, or say it to me. If you want to have a chat with me, I'm more than happy to come down and speak with you and see what is your problem. But don't sit there and start start commenting on my son's Instagram or on my younger brother's Facebook. My younger brother who lives in England, what's he got to do with you? You can maybe see it. It does kind of, sometimes you kind of do see a little bit red. But yeah, you're not going to have to keep everybody happy. And there are people that don't understand what we do and just think that, we're doing something which there's a misunderstanding there. But to be honest, I make a conscious effort on Instagram and on Facebook and social media. And people also attack me for doing this, but it's my choice, which I don't reply to comments. I don't reply to comments. Sometimes I see a comment there and I'll reply in the inbox, but I don't reply to comments not because I don't read them or I don't respect what people comment to me, but sometimes when people comment things which a netizen, keyboard warrior comments something which is negative, if I then comment back, and then you comment back, and then and then other people get involved. And I've done it before. That's why I don't do it, because I've done it before. Somebody will comment something, and then I will comment back to them, kind of scolding them a little bit or saying that what they're saying is wrong. And then when other people then see that, they also start to attack this person. And then after a while, this person then deletes that account or whatever. So sometimes it's kind of like, I feel sorry for that person, because even though in the first place they were in the wrong to attack me, but because then I replied to them, other people see I replied to them, so then they start bashing and bam, 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 and then all of a sudden, she starts crying or whatever and deletes her Instagram account. So I don't want that to happen. So I made a conscious decision of I don't reply to comments. That's for me probably. Some people say sombong lah, whatever lah, you don't reply, but this is the easiest way for me to avoid any kind of controversy is to sometimes, if it's a comment which I like, I'll like it or I'll DM, but I will not reply to it most of the time. Sometimes I will reply to it, depending lah. But most of the time, 95% of the time, I don't reply to comments on social media lah. And one, because I'm so busy. I don't have time to sit there and reply to every comment. I'd rather be spending time with my son than replying on Instagram. So yeah.
Okay, for the next question, what was the biggest challenge that you came across and how you cope with?
In my life? There's many. Every day we're faced with different challenges. Having a son, having a family was probably, as well as the best thing which ever happened to me, is also the biggest challenge as well, because getting married and having a son is a big kind of wake-up call, where you go from being bujang to kind of, doing whatever, no responsibilities. I've got 10 ringgit in my pocket today, no money tomorrow, but it doesn't really matter. But all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, I got to buy Pampers and I got to buy this and I got to buy this. So yeah, so it's a big commitment. But it's a challenge which we all have to face at some point. And at the end of the day, the outcome or the rewards are so much better than the challenge itself. So it's probably one of my biggest challenges to today to face, and it's an ongoing challenge. This challenge, whenever in 15 years time or in 18, 19 years time, it's still going to be a challenge when I know, because I'm still going to have an 18-year-old son and probably about 5 or 6 more kids, maybe. So it's even a bigger challenge where, it's never, once he pops out, once he's there, that's it. And it's just 24-hour job until I die, basically. But it is. First now it's feeding, and then Pampers and buying clothes, and then it's school, and then after school it's university, and only after university, and then he starts to get a job. Only then can he start paying me back. So now I understand why my dad is how he is with me, because it's a big commitment where it's kind of like. I mean, I remember when I was young, my parents said to me, having a child is very expensive. And I just think, expensive? Wait, but it's free, you know. You don't have a child and then it comes out, okay, you give me 1,000 ringgit. I mean, it's free. You don't have to pay to anybody to have a children. Who do you pay to? I used to think, who? Expensive? Who do you pay to? Is there some kind of jabatan which you have to pay to have? No. Actually, there's it's not, but it's afterwards where it's every single day is this. So that's where it costs. That's where it's so expensive. So it's not because you have to pay, you know, you're pregnant, okay, give me 500 ringgit. No. But it's the cost of maintaining a child or a handful of children and for 20, 25 years. So that's probably my biggest ongoing challenge lah, to make sure that I can always supply, always be ready to supply and always care for them. So that's my biggest challenge.
Last for the best. So last question. If you had advice to students like us, what would it be?
Advice to us as a student.
Okay, yeah, you are still young, but you do only get one chance at this. But you're probably now, you are in, these are the, these are the best years of your life. They are. If I could get a chance to go, because I never went to university. I finished school at A-levels at 17, and I never went to university. And I do regret that. So you do have to make the most out of what you have in front of you now. I mean, the facilities that you have at your university, you do have to, and your lecturers and your teachers or whatever, you know, ask them. Get as much out of them as you can. But don't. You're in this for yourselves. You're doing this for yourself. And I know a lot of Asian parents, they always want you, you know, you are in this for yourself. You're not in this to please your parents. And if you go back home and you know that you've done your best, but all you end up is getting a B or a C, that's okay, because you know you've done your best. As long as you've done your best, as long as you tried, as long as you've done your best, that's the best you can do, then that's the best you can do. So anybody should be proud of you just for doing the best, but don't. It's the other side where you are capable of doing better, but you're lazy and but then you still get a B. So you know if you were to try, then you could easily get an A. But again, it's not. Don't put too much pressure or don't put too much stigma or kind of don't look at the. Don't put too much expectation on the grade A, B, C, D. That's just a number.
Grade is not important.
It's not important. What's important is the knowledge within that. Yeah. So I mean, some people, because that's why a lot of teachers at school didn't like me, because for me it's better to find out.
They're like excellent student.
I'm not a very good student. I was an okay student, but I'm not a very good student. Not because I didn't work, but because I always used to ask why. Ask why. So after a while, the teacher doesn't like it because she explains this and says, yeah, but why? I said, my teacher said to me, you don't need to know why. You just need to know that's what it is. You just need to know that on the day of the exam, you write that down. But for me, that's not learning. That's just hafal. That's just memorizing. So it's better for me you want that knowledge. The knowledge is a lot better than the grade at the end of the day. Enjoy while learning, make the most of it, and don't get too caught up in the whole, great.
Enjoy the process.
And do it for yourself. You're in this for yourself. You're not in this to please anybody else. It's your life. So at the end of the day, if you're happy, then other people who care around for you should be happy also. So do whatever you do to make yourselves happy. Don't try and do this just to please somebody else. You always make yourselves number one. Make yourselves most important. And you know, if people around you don't if people who are around you don't agree with you or whatever, then they don't agree with you. So like I said, you can't please everybody. But that's probably my best advice. You know, be happy and only do this for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else.
Thank you for the sharing, such a lovely
Thank
sharing
you.
from Madan.
Thank you.
And we come to the end of for this intimidation. So we would like to, to give you the hadiah.
We have brought some special gift from Sarawak, Malaysia.
Wow, thank you.
We hope that you like it. Give one for you and your manager.
Oh, ada?
Cik Saidi.
Okay. Alright. Thank you. Okay. Oh wow, thank you very much.
Hope you like it.
It's from Sarawak.
Yes.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah. I'll give one to Zaidi. Yeah. Thank you guys. So you guys going back to Perak tonight?
Yeah, Tanjung Malik.
Tanjung Malik.
Yeah.
Mana ni balik?
Malik terus.
Balik terus.